All right, Zaga, Yaga. You know the vibes. You rocking out with yours truly, Showtime Sizzle. I am the source. It is Hump Day, Wednesday in effect, full effect. We're going to break down some trending things as far as what was going on yesterday. Um, I seen some stuff. I seen some stuff trending. Blair the Flair did an interview. We'll get to that. We'll get to a little insert to the interview, um, as well as other things this morning. That's from yesterday. That was a rather decent topic yesterday. I want to get to, matter of fact, let me close this, right? Let me pull this up. Close out of the YouTube. Pull this up, right? All right, let's pull this up. Because this is what I'm going to highlight this interview right here. What just happened? Hold on. Nah, what just happened? How did they jump to that, right? You see that? It went to Google search, right? And I had it up already. I don't know what's going on. Give it a second to load, but we're gonna get to the Blair guy. I want to get the Blair Cobbs, right? This is educational use only. See, why is it doing that? Oh, I know why. I'm bugging. I know why I'm bugging. I know why I'm bugging out, man. My bad, y'all. Still waking up, man. I didn't have my coffee or my tea. I know why I did that. I got the other keyboard set up. Silly me. Silly me. Silly old me. I wanna talk about Deontay. I'm gonna talk about Deontay Wilder a little bit too. Cause yesterday was his press conference. And I wanna highlight some things, right? About that. But I'm going to open with Blair Cobbs. Blair Cobbs did an interview yesterday. Should be up here. Let's see. Uh, yes, here it is right here. He did this interview yesterday with E. Thriller, the Black Picasso. Definitely go check it out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight some stuff that I liked in the interview. It was a long interview. Um, Him and Earl Spence, they go back and forth via social media. Um, when he fought his last opponent, not the opponent that he just beat, former world champion, Mighty Maurice Hooker. Shout out to Mo Hooker. But the previous opponent prior to that, he caught an L. And Earl Spence tore him up on Twitter. But yesterday, he was back at Earl Spence. He said some stuff. And as far as Earl Spence being a coward, I'm going to play his audio. But he also said that Earl Spence isn't good for the sport of boxing. Now, a lot of channels probably won't pick up on that or highlight that or even have the courage to even speak on it because that's just how the game is played. But let's get to that interview right now with a couple audios from it, man. Blair the Flair. Never a dull moment with Blair. And then I'm going to go over to the whole Deontay Wilder press conference yesterday. All right, hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Hey Sheba. Hey Sheba. Now, yes, I was gonna come back on last night and cover this, but I looked. I said, "Damn, I came on twice already today. I'll just start my day off tomorrow with this." But let's get to it. Let's get to the audio. And that way, see, when I use the audio, right? They can't penalize me. You feel me?
Highlights from the quarter. Why? Because he's trying to just bulldoze you, and most times his mental factors is just not all the way there. I mean, he basically fights like a football player that, like, you know, and he will bulldoze through you. You know,
he's talking about Sean Porter right here.
Yeah, he'll run right through you. You know what I mean? And most times that with that type of thing, you miss out on a lot of opportunities and you're not really thinking. You know, in the Terrence Crawford fight, he was thinking right up until he wasn't thinking, and then he was getting caught. So like this just that factor that I think that Terrence Crawford might have a little bit of a better go. But he's a dead man if he fucking fights Blair or Flair, period.
Yeah, this dude is crazy.
I ain't gonna hold you too much longer, Blair. I only got 2 more questions for you because I know you're a busy guy. When you say Errol Spence is very conventional or very straight up and down with no special effects, can you break that down? Because whenever I say that, once again, I get called a hater. People tell me I don't know shit about boxing.
That comes with the territory. Anytime you
in the chat, they love to come
critique or point out things on Errol Spence, that is a fact.
It sounds a lot better coming from a real boxer opposed to a guy that watches y'all box. Go ahead.
Okay, look, there's multiple features about Errol Spence. He's incredibly strong, but is he really that much stronger than anybody else? Or is it the fact that he knows how to land perfect shots at a specific range that allows him to maximize his punching power? He's not pushing out that much aggression or that much more power than anybody else. He just is able to catch you on a specific type of range. If he doesn't have that range, he doesn't have that power. You know, and you will see it in multiple fights. Whereas
does that make any sense?
He's having a hard time with Sean Porter, and Sean Porter's not giving him his range. You know what I mean? Until he lands something that can, like, you know what I mean, can get this guy off him. Right. Now, we have that. Okay, so his punching power is great, but only because of the range. Okay, what else? He has absolutely no head movement. No head movement at all.
Basically saying keep his head on the line.
Behind the fact that he doesn't move his head and his hands is constantly on a high guard, it's because of his reflexes. He is at a disadvantage because his reflexes is not that great. He cannot just focus. He can't put his brain focus on defensive reflexes, because if he did, it would take away from his offense. Everything that you see in a fighter has a weakness. There's a weakness in everything, and most times it's in their strengths that the biggest weakness is there. You know, so like Errol Spence, yeah, when he's throwing up punches and they're amazing. They're amazing shots, but are they really that amazing, or they're very, very conventional shots that's just placed at the right time at a specific range? If you take away the range, you take away the power. You take away his timing, you take away his abilities.
What's your thoughts on that?
Able to make capitalize on the fact that he gets hit every single time he throws a punch. If you're a master at exchange punches, you're gonna get him the fuck out of there. And that's just what it is.
Wow.
So like, and that's just what it is. I mean,
let the
like,
door
it's
not
not
the camera's
impossible.
on. The camera's on.
He will get hurt and he will get damaged, and no one is impossible to beat. You know what I mean? I'm the master at fucking exchange punches. I will make shit up on the fly. You saw the last fight.
I saw that in the last fight.
Yeah, I dare you try to just try to run over me. Like I will make some shit up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
he said he will make some shit up, man.
But like people like that, they're great at what they do. But like, again, great matchmaking. Again, not impossible.
Yes.
So like, and that's just what I say. I see
great matchmaking.
Terence Crawford, he's not impossible.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to give him a consistent off rhythm, and that off rhythm has to be inconsistent. But I'm the most inconsistent motherfucker there is.
Yeah, you're very unorthodox.
All right, let's break down some of the things that he was saying, right? And like I said, shout out to E Thriller. That's from E Thriller, the Black Picasso's interview with Blair the Flair Cobb, right? Now, I like the fact that what E Thriller said as far as with Blair stating that, right? I like the fact that how E Thriller stated that when fans, supporters, bloggers, media, new media critique Earl Spence, they like to call you a hater, right? But now you have a peer, a fellow prize fighter, pointing out and highlighting some things that many others have highlighted as far as when it comes to Earl Spence, but he has took it to a further extent, as into breaking down the power and the punches of the range and distance. But he also highlights how Earl Spence, the high guard, lack of head movement. What are your thoughts on that, man? What are you guys' thoughts on that? We got a couple people in here. Feel free to comment. The comment is free. Doesn't cost you a fee. We're gonna get to some more of this audio off of this.
Wait out fighters and wait out perfect moments for greatness. And
this is what I want to highlight that.
But I'm gonna think it's safe to say that he is not going to fight you, right? Because his fans are going to come up with, "Oh, well, you ain't fought nobody. You don't." This on IG this morning, and I was rolling.
There we go.
Let me play this video before I get your take, my brother.
Let's get it.
For sure. Earl Spence Jr. What's going on? Are you that much of a fucking coward that you can't sign this goddamn contract? Matter of fact, I'll fight your bitch ass. Let's get it popping right now. You put the belts on the line, and I'll whoop your ass right now. If you don't want to fucking fight Terence Crawford, let it be known. Let the Flair's here. Let's go.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen in the Woodpack, that was Blair the Flair.
Yeah, what is your thoughts on this? That was Blair off his IG. This is the E Thriller interview.
To the people, why you say what you said, my brother? The floor is yours.
Hey man, like, look, like right now we're just going to just facts alone. You have somebody like Terence Crawford that he's been not fighting, that the world has been asking for a very, very long time. That's a fact. Terence Crawford, even though they were giving him the most BS to as far as funding, as far as finances, as far as getting a
attention to this
even remotely fair, they giving him the most problems, and he agreed to everything. So when it's just to a point where as though this man agreed to everything, you done bent them over backwards and did the most, and then now to even be in a position where as though you still don't sign the contract, there is a problem. There is called ducking. There's a whole lot of just things that's in the midst, and I'm sick and tired of like fighters trying to be like Floyd and wait their time, wait out fighters and wait out perfect moments for greatness. And
so he's basically saying he's waiting them out.
Blair Flair is the people's champion by far, and I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to speak exactly what everybody else has been thinking.
Hey, man, we appreciate that, man, because it's one thing to hear that shit coming from a little old YouTuber such as myself, right? Because I've been labeled an Errol Spence hater. I don't like him. I hate him. Now, I just tell the truth. Just the same shit that you just said, right? But it hits a hell of a lot different when it's coming from one of your peers, right?
Yes,
so I say all that to say, I heard you call him out, right? Now, we all know I deem him as the biggest ducker in the sport of boxing, probably of all time. I got to go back. I ain't no goddamn, what do you call it, goddamn boxing connoisseur or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a historian, rather. But I'm going to think it's safe to say that he is not going to fight you, right? Because his fans are going to come up with, oh, well, you ain't fought nobody. You don't have a belt.
That sounds about right.
147. To that you say what, Blair Clark? Because that's what they say about Terrence Crawford all the time.
Look, like the politics of boxing is ruining boxing. And Errol Spence, and people like Errol Spence is ruining boxing.
Remember, I told you he said this. Listen,
to do with that whole setup is kind of ruining boxing. Like we are looking for great fights, looking for spectacular entertainers that can bring something to boxing. And Errol Spence doesn't do anything. He doesn't bring anything to boxing. All he does is take away from boxing. He's holding on to belts, but not fighting great fights.
Damn, let's stop that right there, man.
Really
I want to stop that. What is your thoughts on that? That is a powerful statement he just said. I know a lot of people are not going to want to report on this. They are going to try to sweep this underneath the rug because it has to deal with their boy, their favorite. But he just basically came out and said in this interview that Errol Spence is not good for the sport right now. He's holding up belts. He's holding up big fights. That whole system of how they are moving him and grooving. What is your thoughts on that, man? See, this is the Source experience. See, when I have time, I could, put together a pretty decent show. What is your thoughts on that? Ron, Marlon King Box, what is your thoughts on that? He said basically your answer is boring. He's not good for the sport. He's holding belts hostage. He's waiting out fighters and fights. He said, I wonder how true it is about Paul not getting his money. He's talking about Logan Paul, right? And there's been a lot of speculation over there about money and money being put back into the company and things of that nature. That's a whole nother topic. That's a great topic to really, I think, in order to cover that, you got to really put your investigative cap on and, really, do some searching and research because it's out there. That is out there. That might be one of my theses real soon. But I just stay off of that now because I remember when I was on that wave many, many years ago, highlighting a lot of, iffy things that I was seeing that just didn't add up to me. And they tried to blackball me. They tried to mute my mic. They told people not to watch me, things of that nature. But look how that turned out. Yes, Ron says all this boils down to is anytime ESPN talking about why can't PBC show Crawford their expenses to allow Crawford to see his 35%. So it's authentic. If ESPN is putting light on wrongful negotiations. Yeah, you know what else the guys, how they tried to flip that I was noticing since we are on Tuesday recap on news. I was seeing how a lot of channels was trying to water it down and say that why did you ask for transparency to see Bob Arum's book? There was no need. He was getting guaranteed money. He's taking a fight now, alleged, according to the reports and things that have been put out there, with no guarantee. He's just going to get 35% of the net. So he wants to see the type of money that they're making. That's all, right? When you're getting guaranteed money, you don't need the books because your pay is guaranteed, you know. But it's always good to look at the books because regardless if you're getting guaranteed money, right? If the guarantee is low, right, and the amount of money that the fight comes off with is a large sum, maybe next time going in, you ask for a bigger guarantee. You understand? But let's move on to Deontay Wilder. Now, I want to highlight this, right? When I seen the footage, right? And I thought it was a 7-8 interview. You know, I thought it was 8 coverage, right? When the press conference, right? Because Wilder was in his I think that's a sprinter, a Mercedes-Benz sprinter, doing the interview, right? Here it is right here. I'm not gonna pull it up, right? But I'll just let you see. You got numerous channels that covered it. Fight Hub TV, Fight Hype here. You know, but they did like a Zoom call, right? And I want y'all to catch now. Now I gotta get into the Source experience. This is a pay-per-view fight, right? And I want to put this out there for the fans, for the public, right? Because we are going to be the ones that's going to basically pay for this fight. $75. Those of us that are local in the New York metropolitan area, the fight is at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Probably be there. But I want y'all to catch this, right? This is a pay-per-view fight, right? They did a press conference yesterday for a pay-per-view fight for a Zoom. It was a Zoom, like a Zoom call, like this, like a StreamYard. How distasteful and disrespectful is that? They couldn't even have a press conference stage somewhere, whether it was in Alabama or California or New York, right? How disrespectful is that to the consumer? Now, these guys are about to have a pay-per-view fight. I think it's pay-per-view Fox. So Fox didn't want to put up the money, or whoever didn't want to put up the money to actually stage an actual press conference. They did a Zoom StreamYard. Because when I first seen it, I seen Wilder talking. Somebody sent me the link, and I just clicked on it, and I seen them talking. I was like, "Oh, this is another 7-8 Sports video." They was like, "Nah, this is the actual press conference." And you were seeing the different media, you know, pop in and out, asking questions, and I was like, "Damn, for a pay-per-view fight, this is how they're marketing it. This is how they're promoting it." But then they want us, the consumers, to spend $75. What's your thoughts on that, man? What is your thoughts? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? He says black fans that are biased toward the Texas boxers are the same fans who will turn a blind eye to criminals they like. Yes, I agree with that, Ron. I agree with that. Ron says, "Where's the storyline for Wilder versus Helenius? They expect us to facts, man." That's why I felt that my need to just come on here and just shine some light on that, man. See, most of these channels are going to get on here and, you know, give you the Kool-Aid. They're not going to give you paint a picture. That's what I'm doing. I'm painting a picture for you. They want the consumers, first off, and Helenius is a former sparring partner. Helenius is like Gerald Washington, Steven Torres, all the guys that he has in camp. If Helenius wasn't the opponent, he probably would have been in camp down there, sparring with Wilder, getting them ready for the fight. So now, With that being said, remember when Lomachenko was fighting his sparring partner? Oh, they made a big deal out of it. It's no big deal being made out of Wilder fighting his sparring partner, you know? But yes, they want us to pay $75 for this. And the promoters, the networks, they're not even paying for the actual press conference. And the first press conference that they had in Brooklyn, Wilder didn't even attend it. Wilder did his portion on the Zoom, like a Skype. He was in California. His team was there, Malik Scott and others, I believe Shelly Finkel. Those guys were there, but not him. Not him. But they want us, the consumers, to spend $75 on this pay-per-view that the networks aren't even spending money on for an actual presser. Yes, a live presser. You know, but hey, what do I know? What do I know? That's just my thoughts on that. But yeah, when I seen that, man, I was like, yo, what's going on here? Why is there no live press conference, man? This is a pay-per-view fight. See, that just goes to show you, right? How and watch how I tie this in with what Terrence is talking about. That's why it is important, the transparency of the books. Because how much do you think that actually cost yesterday, right? To conduct that type of a press conference. Think about it. Just think about it, right? Did they cut some ends? Did they cut ends, right, in production to do that? To do that. Are y'all following the source? Did they cut some ends to put that on? You know? But yet they want us to pay $75. The build-up for this is terrible. It is what it is, man. The fight is in what, 2 weeks? Not this Saturday, next Saturday. The build-up for a pay-per-view fight is terrible. But see, nobody's speaking on that. You know why they're not speaking on that? Because it's the mighty PBC, and it is one of their favorites, and Wilder. So, like Ron says, like Martin King Boxing said, they tend to turn down the naked eye like this. They do this. They don't see it. They don't see it, man. But I was like, they dropped the ball with that. I was like, that was terrible. That was terrible, man. You know? I was just like, for a pay-per-view, like, come on, you want us to spend our money, but you're not enticing us to spend our money. Like, just off of that press conference alone right there, right? Buying a pay-per-view for this fight, that was a turn-off for me. It didn't want me to watching the press conference and how they did it. It did not warrant me to say, oh man, I can't wait till next Saturday, man. If I don't go to the Barclays Center, I can't wait till next Saturday to order this fight. No, it didn't arise that in me. It's going to flop. What PBC don't realize is we were the PPV customers. I gave up on PBC, but did buy the Ugars versus Spence just because of the call out. But that was the last straw, and I'm sure there's plenty more disgruntled. Yes, let's get to the second part of this. Thank you so much, Ron. Disgruntled PBC consumers. Man, I don't think it's going to do that good either, because I'm going to tell you why, right? Top rank, right? Top rank. And has two big cards. They have an all-female card, and they also have the Devin Haney card, right? Now, as boxing fans and consumers of the sport, right, if you get to watch two cards for free, right, the same day as a $75 pay-per-view card, are you going to do that? Yes. Now, are you going to do that if you get to watch two fights 2 fight cards for free, and then you have to pay $75 for the another one. And I just think, you know what? Another reason why I don't think it's gonna do good either. And I want to see the brothers succeed, but I don't think it's gonna look at the promotion leading up to it. Like here probably the turnout, the actual turnout will be good in the Barclays Center, because one thing about Wilder and Brooklyn, the Brooklynites, New York, they love him. They're gonna probably come out for him and support him. But I just think, like you said, the pay-per-view, Ron says right here, does 100,000. Wow, that's low. I think he'd do a little bit more than that, but it's not gonna do what he's accustomed to doing. Like him and Fury did what, 8 and 6 or 8 and 7. It's not gonna do that, nowhere near that. And I want to say this too. It's going to show you how these so-called advocates for Wilder, they don't move the needle. And I go back to what Rick Glacier say, motherfucker, I stole it. You're gonna see how all these so-called Wilder supporters, right? On these internet Wilder supporters, they don't really support them. You're gonna see it, because you're gonna see the power of their buy for this fight. You're gonna see the power of their buy. Hopefully, these guys they buy multiple pay-per-views too. You know, they're gonna need to. So hopefully they buy multiple pay-per-views like they set the challenge for. They're gonna need a whole bunch of them to do that. He said, oh, most definitely. I forgot that October 15th was already sold up. I'm definitely watching Devin Haney and Cambosa and won't miss the all-female card. Yeah, facts. Shout out to WCS in the building. See you, my guy. Salute to Colonel. World Combat Sports on deck. But yes, I just think it's gonna flop too, Ron. It is, because like I said, it has all the makings for it. The press conference yesterday was so lackluster. They cut corners. They did a mobile command press conference for a pay-per-view fight. But they want us to spend $75 on this, right? The build-up to the fight. I think they did do a fight camp, right? That's what they call it. What does Fox call it? I know it used to be like 24/7 All Access. I think PBC shit is called fight camp. I think they did a fight camp, but this the coverage, the overall coverage, the media coverage leading up to this heavyweight pay-per-view class has been not up to par. It has been not up to par, man. You know, it is what it is, though, man. You know, well, I think it's gonna flop too. But like I said, the people will probably come out for him, because one thing from covering many Wilder fights in Brooklyn, Brooklyn does love him. He does give knockouts. So anytime, if you know the New York metropolitan area crowd, the knockouts is always exciting for any boxing fan. But Wilder has a history of having electric knockouts in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center. So I have no doubt that his live gate would, you know, be up to par. But as far as the pay-per-view, I don't see the pay-per-view doing numbers that he's accustomed to doing. And I want to say this too now, right? Well, since we're on this topic, before I switch off, if and when Wilder flops, right, are you guys going to hold him accountable? Like you threw Canelo Alvarez under the bus for doing $500K and said he flopped? Will that same energy be presented to the king? To the king. To the king. Ron says the Wildest pay-per-view without Fury were on Facebook. Floyd's first 3 pay-per-views, but now let's continue on. But now he has lost his Carefare base. Floyd's first 3 pay-per-views for 300. Oh man, yeah. I'm telling you, he's not. The pay-per-view is gonna. The pay-per-view is going to It's gonna bomb. For real, man. Shout out to WCS. WCS said talk that fire to the king. Man, yeah, I don't know if they're doing this on this towards Wilder? Because I know Wilder has come out and stated Wilder has come out and stated that the powers that be hold up certain fights over there. And I know from me speaking with the mole, aka my source, that is like mutiny. If you speak against them over there in regards to Al Heyman and business practices, they kind of they're like women. They hold grudges and they don't let shit go. They're not men. Sometimes men will have disagreements and you put it out on the table and that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's called what, like on the work front. I'm gonna tell you on the work front, right? I'm gonna use work terminology now. See, I'm somewhat a little bit, I think. But hey, what do I know? When you have a grievance or a gripe, you put it out on the table. You have a grievance. So maybe they're upset that Wilder spoke on some things, and this is how they're paying him back. They're not really marketing and promoting his pay-per-view fight how they should, especially him being a former heavyweight champion, a long reigning heavyweight champion. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? Can you close that door in there, please? Thank you. Today is I think it's Yom Kippur, so it's no school. That's why you're hearing a lot going on over here at the Jones residence. But yes, let's move on to another topic. That was Wilder. Hopefully, like I said, man, we want to see the brother do big numbers, but I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't see it happening. I just don't, man. I don't see it happening by far. But all I want to know is this, right? If it does happen, kudos, salute, hamdulillah and all the good stuff, But if it don't happen, will the energy be the same how it was for Canelo Alvarez and Triple G? But this is going to show, I'm telling you, when his pay-per-view doesn't do the numbers, it's going to show how all these so-called super big channels that promote and push him, they're not who they claim they are. They're not who they claim to be. It's going to show, man. Hopefully some of them pull up, though, man. Like, that's the best form of support. Pull up to the fight for him, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't illegally stream it. Like Rick Glazer said, don't be, motherfucker, I stole it. Don't steal it. Pull up to the actual fight, man. Pull up. That is real support right there, pulling up. All right, let me get to another topic that was trending. First, I want to say this isn't boxing related, man. This brother right here lost his life. I liked a lot of his music. I want to just take the time out to shout him out, man. Man, he lost his life, man. I shout out to Reggie Owens. Reggie Owens posted it, right? Reggie Owens posted it, right? I remember his half an ounce, yes, roll call. That was my jam by him, man. I was like, damn, another rapper gunned down, man. Inglewood rapper right here. Half ounce, man. Lost his life. Yo, he was on the phone. The reports, it was all over the news out there, but the reporter said that he was speaking on, that got his wife is, I think she's pregnant, they said too. His wife is pregnant. Man, that's live with that. She was on the phone with him like this. He's on the phone with her and got hit up in a drive-by. And the reporter said that she was on the phone with him. The phone dropped. She picked his mother up, I think, rushed over there to the scene, and then the coroner told her that he was dead, man. So, God damn, that had to be rough, man. But like I said, rest in peace to Half Ounce, Inglewood Blood rapper. Um, he had good music, man. Definitely check out this song right here, Roll Call. Roll Call, he calls out a lot of different sets, blood sets. Good song, man. 6 years ago. That's why when I seen, shout out to Reggie Owens, I seen Reggie Owens post half ounce, man. Damn. Make decent music, man. Decent music, man. Leaves behind, I think what they said, 2 kids and 1 on the way, man. An 8-year-old, young 4-month, and pregnant wife. Ron says, I was an advocate for buying pay-per-views, but if you treat the customer like a penny, now you get a disgruntled customer. I'm not even watching it, really. YouTube will have a video. Man, you're not the only one, Ron. That's why I love my audience. I love my supporters because they come off like me, raw and unapologetic and uncut, man. That's how you got to be, man. You see how I came on here. I know people going to say, oh, fuck Shaw, this, that, and the third, talking about Wilder like that. No, I'm talking about the system. This man is a decorated champion. Him and Tyson Fury, for the current fighters, have done the biggest pay-per-views over there. And this is how you treat him. His press conference was in his mobile command center. I tell you, when I first watched it, I thought it was a 7-8 Sports video. I thought it was 7-8 Sports interviewing him from the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter. But no, it was the actual press conference for the fight. Like, yo, who does that? This is a pay-per-view fight, but then you want the consumer to spend $75? Knock it off, man. Oh, man, that's funny, Ron. I'm still waiting on my video to upload. That's how much I care about Wilder Hellenius. Yeah, man, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. Like, I'm not, yo. Like I said, I don't think I'm gonna even attend it, man. I'm gonna sell my tickets because I know one thing about New Yorkers, especially Brooklyn, dudes just be thirsty to go to fights. Like I covered too many Wilder fights. I've been to many fights at the Barclays Center. The only fight I really want to cover on this card is shout out to Gary Antonio Russell. But I can always link with them at the hotel and get my interviews and pictures in and shit like that. I don't have to go to the actual fight to cover them. See, I'm a real media journalist, underground king. Because the fight card, to be honest with me, doesn't move me. It doesn't, man. And this is no slap at Anthony Durrell and Caleb Plant, but that's not a co-main event that I'm excited for. It's not. It's bigger fights that could have been made. You know? It's bigger fights that could have been made, that should have been made. And I feel like a lot of the cards that I have been covering and attending, and this one doesn't match up to it, man. It just doesn't. And this is not a promotional thing. This is a fighter, like competitive, like fights. It just doesn't, man. Like I said, I done covered 4 of my own team's fights this year, but other fights as far as like cards, this card doesn't do it for me, man. Like I was there for the melee in May, Memorial Weekend, the melee in May, right? The Tank Davis Rolly card pay-per-view. They're not giving us the goods over there, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, Ron. You know, if you know, you know. All right, let's get to this other topic right here, man. Back to my guy, Blair the Flair. Yo, Blair the Flair said that Earl Spence is man. Man, I know the Spence to Hallers, they had that. I know they was upset with that. Look, I didn't even play that audio clip, man, because I didn't really want to stir no shit up, man. I didn't want to stir no shit up, man. I didn't want to rattle no cages, right? 'Cause I know if I would have brought that up, right? Had I brought that up, right, they would have got mad. But I'm gonna bring this up, right? Let me pull up my. I'm gonna show you how there's such double standards when it comes to media coverage and what people report on, right? What people report on. Watch this right here. This is the grand finale right now. We're going to the grand finale. We're gonna close out. I'm gonna go to my group. For those of y'all that's on Facebook, this is the media group right here. We're gonna go here. I wanna show. And see, one thing about me, right? With this group, it's mainly boxing, but it's sports oriented, news, business. Like if you got a business or something, promote your shit over here as well. But I wanna get to this right here, right? That's what I want to expose how this the public, how there's double standards with media, there's double standards with infamous. There's double standards with media, there's double standards with reporters, like because my man Fred Hawthorne, aka the Rebel INS, Barbershop Conversation, is on a rampage right now, going at Al Heyman, right? But for the longest, Fred was one of their favorites. Barbershop Conversation was one of their favorites to interview with, to go on his platform, things of that nature. Now he is coming at them full surface. So I say this, right? I say this. Why isn't he receiving such backlash as when others went at him? They used to receive all type of backlash. Man, this was a hell of a knockout. I would play it, but I don't want to get no copyright, man. Milton. Man, so quick. If you blink, you missed it. If you know what, I can play it. All I gotta do is mute it. Look, I will not let the audio play. Look, check the vibes on this. As long as I mute it, boom. Damn. Did you catch that? Did y'all catch that? One more time. I'm gonna let it play one more time. It happened so quick. If you don't pay attention, boom. He hurt his hand. Did you see him shake his hand? You seen him shake his hand, right? Because he hurt his hand. He damn near caught him like on the top of the forehead. He shook his hand because he hurt his hand, yo. But he flatlined him. Look at that shit. Flatlined him. But he shook his head. I'm telling you, he hurt his hand on that shot. This was hilarious yesterday. All right, let's get to. Oh man, those jerk fried shrimps I made yesterday. I've been on my shrimp seafood tip the last couple of days. All right. Look, hey, this is a good video. Definitely check this out. He said, "I am Trill Will and the other dumb." Yeah, I don't pay attention to those dudes, man. Those dudes don't be having no knowledge at all. They're deaf, dumb, and blind to me, man. If I want a good laugh, I'll go over there and fucking watch them for a little while, man. Their substance is no frills. You feel me? But yeah, check this out right here, right? We're still negotiating means the power is in Al Heyman's hands. Little Steven is powerless. Liar. Al Heyman is treating him like HBO and Peter Nelson. This was one of Barbershop's videos right here. Yeah, Richard Hitchison. Shout out to YSM Sports Media. This was at the Newark. He was sitting right on the floor next to my peoples. He was talking about taking over 140 and possible fight with Gary Antoine Russell because they fought in the amateurs in the Olympics. Antoine beat him every time in the amateurs, so he wants to get his get back. Shout out to my guy Action Jackson. He has the source experience. Carlos Jackson fought on a card with us, and I had the privilege of interviewing him last October at the Hula Theater. He fought on the card of Zepeda Josue Vargas, and I had the privilege of meeting him, interviewing him. Very good, stand-up, solid brother. Shout out to Action Jackson, man. Be on the lookout for the source bottle patch on his trunks for his upcoming future fight date, as seen on ESPN Top Rank. Oh man, yeah, I gotta one more. I'm gonna throw this up. I gotta throw my man Bernie when Bernie. I'm gonna close with that, man. Bernie's my guy, man. I gotta put up the footage when Bernie and Ness went at it, man. I gotta put that up, man, because that is some funny footage. Bernie and yeah, rest in peace to Patrick Day, keeping him alive. Here it is right here. This is what I wanted to post, right? Fred Hawthorne has been on a tirade, right? No, do not come over here. The camera is on. Fred has been on a tirade. Shout out to my guy T in the building, NYT. But why isn't the anyway? Why, you guys, whenever, that's why I say certain media people are agents to me, right? Now, Fred is all but killing their god and Al Heyman. He says it's time for Heyman to go. He's destroying boxing and his fighters. Now that leads us back to what did Blair the Flair say? Blair the Flair stated something similar, but not as far as Al Heyman, but he said the policy and how they are doing it. Now you're seeing more people and more people feeling this way. But now certain people are speaking this way. See, a lot of people probably been feeling this way, but we all know about the infamous contracts and things of that nature where they can't speak. They are unable to speak, Thank you, T. I appreciate that. He said, good show, bro. They are unable to speak on this. But now you have the Rebel INS, a.k.a. Fred Hawthorne, Barbershop Conversations, who's going at Al Heyman hard. You had Blair do his interview yesterday and say that Earl Spence is fucking the sport up. So these whispers are now being heard. These whispers are now being heard. Yeah, you are your own person. That is correct, Ron. But yeah, let me get to my audio, man. Shout out to my guy Bernie the Boxer, man. Bernie and that's one at it. Like maybe last week. Yo, Bernie's a funny dude, man. Yo, Bernie. Yo, but see, it is too. Ness, I like Ness, right? Because Ness came up, man. I remember Ness following EJ and Derrick James around with his phone to where he's at now. So Ness is feeling himself a little bit too, because Ness got a little, they got it going on now, right? So Ness tried to really get at Bernie, right? And Bernie, if you know Bernie, Bernie. Once Bernie goes, he goes, man. But let's play that. That was classic, man. That was classic, man. Oh man. That shit had me crying, yo. I meant to put this on the show a while back, but like I said, I don't always do the show like this in front of the screen and TV on it. So I'll be on the go. But I always said the next time I am here, I am going to is this it right here? Hold on. I want the long. I don't want the short.
So listen, this is what I'm trying to tell you.
I love both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm a pussy now. I'm telling you the truth. Nah, chill out, bro. Chill out, bro. You pussy for telling you the truth.
You want a real fight, man, motherfucker? No.
Stick to the script. Stick to the script. Stick to the script.
Division amateur chick.
Stick to the script. I'm a pussy because I'm telling the truth. I'm a pussy because I'm not fucking lying. I'm a pussy because I'm not lying.
And we want to fight him.
Hey, guess what else? Guess what else? Guess what else, Bernie? And this gonna fucking make your burn soul. Soul burn. This gonna make your soul burn. It's over. This gonna make your soul burn. Thank you, Bernie. Anderson Silva got a better win on his resume than fucking Stephen Nelson. He beat Julio Cesar Chavez, who was a former world champ. Nelson, they never did that. Don't you fucking debate with me.
And Steve, and you say,
Don't you debate with me.
was
Don't
always
you
above.
debate with me.
You always
You can't
above.
win. You can't win. You can't win. You can tell me the truth.
So listen, this is what I'm trying to tell you.
I love both of y'all.
Yo, Birdie is hilarious. Birdie called him a pussy. Yeah, those two are too funny, man. Oh man, those two are too funny, man. I meant to play that clip, man. He said I was on the Boxing Voice show. Ness have points about Jake, but a true boxing fan ain't trying to give Jake credit. They're not, man. They're not. You know why they're not going to? Because what he has been able to do, right, as a YouTuber, a content creator. Now he's a promoter, a boxing promoter. Yo, to be honest with you, who's fighting November 12th, headline the card, a matchroom card in his hometown of Cleveland. Jake Paul really helped him out. Jake Paul put him on his card. He had a big victory on that card. He ended up signing with Matchroom. We all see what she's upstairs. She went upstairs. She went upstairs. Who else? Amanda Soriano. You see what he has done for her career. She got the big undisputed fight with Katie Taylor. She's a millionaire now, from what I'm hearing. She might be ended up getting a deal with Jordan. I'm hearing, man. I'm hearing whispers. Because her last fight, when she just captured another belt, she was in her JOs, man. So fresh and so clean. She keeps those Jordans on. He said no true boxing fan is trying to hear Ness's emotional drama. Yeah, I gotta play the whole thing. So that was the short. I want to play the whole thing when Bernie called him a pussy, yeah. Is this it right here? Where is it? I gotta find it. Yeah, I gotta find it, yo. Bernie is hilarious, yo.
Bacon title? Oh. Was it?
Here it goes.
No, don't tell me that. Don't tell me they gave him the belt versus Moses Paul. Man, I should end the show. Nah. I should end the show. We open him. So you telling me that stick to the script. I'm a pussy.
Here it goes.
Jake Paul ain't never gonna be good as Ray Beltran.
Okay.
Here we go.
You're not listening to me, man. You're not listening to me. You just want to win an argument. You can't compare a 6-0. You can't compare a 6-0 fighter to Steve fucking Cunningham, a 3-time world champ. Who's showing you more? A 3-time world champ or some dude 6-0 that's from fucking Iowa or some fucking Kansas City? Knock it off, man. Knock it off.
Don't disrespect Kansas City like that.
Come on, man. Jake Paul. Listen to me. Jake Paul is paying for legitimate sparring, man. Bro, so you pulling one champion from Iowa.
Be quiet.
Yo, you pulling one champion from Iowa. How many champions come from Philly? How many champions come from Jersey? How many champions come from New York? Champion for fucking 100 years. You act like Iowa produce fucking fighters. They don't produce fighters. Don't sit here and lie. Don't sit here and lie.
Where you from?
One fighter can produce.
You don't matter where you from. Piece of shit. You don't matter because you from Philadelphia. Me, you can
fucking do. Yes, it fucking do. Yes, it fucking do. Yes, it fucking do. So now it don't matter. So now iron don't sharpen iron in your opinion either. Iron don't sharpen iron. Man, hang up. Man, you can't win. You can't win. No shit about no fucking iron. So Bernie, the coach is telling the audience that iron don't sharpen iron. That's what you telling us. That's what you telling us. That's what you telling us. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
He's gonna be a world champ. Get the fuck out of here. He's gonna get past Anderson Silva. Get the fuck out of here.
Ray Beltran became a world champ. What are you talking about, man?
World champ was way colder than Jake Paul ever gonna be.
Bruh, you just start following boxing, man. I'm done with this dude. You just start following the sport.
Oh man.
Jake Paul ain't never gonna be good.
Yo, Ness did what he did. Ness did what he was trying to do. He was trying to rile Bernie up.
Okay. We stay in communication, and when the time comes, we gonna bet against each other on Jake, cause he gonna keep dominating.
Okay, well, hold on. Well, why didn't we just send him an offer to fight Steven? I mean, we both talk. We even DM'd him or some shit like that. He picked Anderson Silva. Why didn't pick Steven?
Hey, Bo, if I gotta tell you to hang up on this dude who don't know shit about boxing again, this motherfucker really asking us why he ain't picked Steven Nelson over Anderson Silva. Sit down somewhere, Bernie. Stop it.
Because of his name?
You're not looking right now.
I thought Jake Paul was
So wait a minute. You, again, Coach Bernie trying to tell my audience that Jake is going to get more respect in the boxing world from fighting a dude that's been out the ring over a year and is now turned a director's position at B&B. So he get more credit for fighting an inactive boxer. No. In your opinion, he get more credit for fighting an inactive boxer who got a day job. Sure, Bernie, sure. Oh, last I checked, I was at his fight in Florida where he fucking slept a legend. Come on, Bernie. Why are you doing this?
Y'all literally talking to each other.
He can't hit.
He did not got an MMA doctor.
This is the last question, Bernie.
No.
Bernie about to go off.
I'm going to answer your question. I want you to answer mine. I am going to answer your question, but you must answer mine. Answer mine. I'm going to answer yours. You answer mine.
Bernie.
Exactly. He don't
What
want
has Silva won in boxing?
No.
All right.
What has Silva won
What
in
has
boxing?
Silva won in boxing?
No.
He says Jake Paul is not elite. I walk away when Ness tries to call me a liar.
And why ain't take it?
Once
Why ain't take it?
and
Why ain't take it?
one time only.
If he was on for 2 title shots, why y'all ain't take it?
Because I'm gonna tell you like this.
Let him answer.
Bernie about to call him a pussy now. What?
Bernie.
You've been off for 2 title shots, but you want to fight. You've been off for 2 title shots, but you out here banging for a fucking fight with a YouTuber, huh? So who the real boxer? The real boxer want to fight a fucking YouTuber.
You say bitch ass shit like that.
Bitch ass shit for telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. I'm the pussy for telling you the truth. I'm the pussy for telling you the truth. I'm a pussy for telling you the truth.
Chill out, bro.
I'm a pussy for telling you the truth. No. Stick to the script. Stick to the script.
Amateur champ.
Stick to the script. I'm a pussy because I'm telling the truth. I'm a pussy because I'm not fucking lying. I'm a pussy because I'm not lying. Hey, guess what else?
Oh, man.
Guess what else?
Yo, that was the best boxer voice, man. Shout out to Bernie the boxer, man. Bernie's a real team member. He was riding for his guy, Steven Nelson. Ness was riding for his guy, Jake Paul. You know, maybe Jake Paul is doing a little something for him. Both of them, definitely, that was fire, man. I definitely want to share that audio. Shout out to Bernie, man. Bernie rides for his Omaha team, man. You know, he rides for his guys, man. But I think my thoughts on that with Jake Paul. Jake Paul can fight. He's moving like a boxer that is, you know, picks and chooses his opponents. You know, he's his own. Like, one thing I can honestly say about Jake Paul, right? You know, you hear a lot of these boxers, and you know they say they are their own bosses. Jake Paul, in a sense, is his own boss. That's why you see him picking and choosing guys that he wants to fight, all type of different stipulations in the contracts. We've seen that with Hakeem Rahman Jr., how he had to be a certain weight and all this shit. Then the fight got pulled off. It got canceled. But you see how fast his fight got canceled, right? And he got another date ASAP. ASAP Rocky. He said, I'm usually listening to them this early, but I need a break. The Toxic Spence versus Crawford. Yeah, that shit, man, that shit is a wrap. It's killing the game. It's killing the game. You know the normal channels. I guarantee you all the normal channels, that's they thumbnails this morning. That's their thumbnails, man. You know? That is their thumbnails. But yeah, that's all I really got for y'all this morning. I wanted to come on and jam one out. I might come back on this afternoon, depending on what I see taking place on the YTC. But shout out to the chat, Modern King Boxing, my dog T-Dog NYT, WCS. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anybody. Let's go scroll up. Yes, no, I didn't forget anybody. But like I said, everybody be great. You know, it's Wednesday, hump day. Weekend is almost here. You know, fights are upon us. I might come back on. I want to do a little bit more research. I seen something about Conor Ben had some type of a substance, but the fight is still going to take place as of this point. But I want to do a little bit more research into that before I even report on that. It is what it is. That's what you got to do. Sometimes you got to cross your T's and dot your I's. Hopefully y'all caught and enjoyed the sauce. Like I said, everybody be great. Keep God first. You know the vibe. We're going to close with some classic vintage sauce experience drops. And you know we got them.
Hey guys, this is Tiana Tumo-Helora. I'm a top-ranked knockout, and I want to give a shout-out to Sauce Talk Podcast.
Thank you. You know the vibes.
Hey, you guys. A shout-out to Sauce Talk Podcast. Hey, you guys. A shout-out to Sauce Talk Podcast. You guys enjoy it. It's a good one.
Yeah. Man, best wishes. We pray that she feels better, man. Pray that she feels better. Definitely, man.
Like, subscribe, and hit that bell.